by. Come on, fucking guy. Shots of whiskey and bottles of Molson Dry. Come on, fucking guy. Fucking with me, you must really wanna die. Come on, fucking guy. I put mayonnaise on everything, that's how I eat. Lakeshore Boulevard, that's how I'm street. Can't say no to pussy, that's how I'm weak. And I've been told I'm only nice when I sleep. Loud with a slur, that's how I speak. In your lobby with a knife, that's how I creep. Drown in the lake and get found in the creek. Blue in the
You've waited all week for your dose of ... stupid.
Quiet down, dummies, I'm talking.
It's hashtag WrestlePals.
Shut up, dummies.
All right. Hey, oh, no. What is this on the wall? Oh. Just ignore it. Maybe it'll go away. Hey, everybody. It's hashtag WrestlePals. Your weekly dose of stuff. Prescribed to you by a doctor, probably. Maybe. I don't know. Not one. I wonder if he won't talk if I don't introduce him. Let's give it a shot. Oh, man, I can't take it. I need to talk with... I'm so excited to see him. Hey, everybody, look who it is. It's the best. It's Justin Wilson. That's right, you're Justin Wilson now. He is a real man of science. Oh, he's got to drink it. A real man of science. Check this out. I'm going to join you this week. You ready?
Oh.
Hey, look at this. Hey.
Look at you, Nathan.
Ow. I bent my finger back.
A real man of science.
Dude, science man of dudes. Oh, I'm going to take a sip. And then guess what happens? What happens after you take a sip?
The energy flows.
No, I'm not singing.
Let it roll through you.
Hey, and I'm WrestlePal Nate. It's time for your weekly dose of ... stupid. I know it's in the intro, but it feels so good to say. Embrace
it. Bears repeating.
Why don't you go ahead and be stupid with us? Mm-hmm. It's fun. Enjoy. Hop into the chat if you're watching live on the Facebook thing. Jump down to the chat. We pay attention to it, and I just made a weird noise with my nose. It made like a weird grunting noise. Did you hear that? That was weird, right?
I sure did.
Something along those. Oh God. I'm very sorry.
Hey,
everybody.
it's also
there's incentive to join in. Good. Hi, welcome.
Funny weird noises from your nose.
Oh, I've gone too far.
Hey, did you know that today is hashtag Nate Appreciation Day?
It's impossible.
No, it's not. It indeed is hashtag Nate Appreciation Day. So make sure you're showing your appreciation
No.
for Nate in all the chats and whatnot.
You're gonna have to find yourself a different Nate, because this one's done for, dude.
Nathan,
It's over.
less words, Emilio.
You want more?
No.
Look, you fill for 2 hours. I got you. Here we go. Ready?
Let's see what's going on here in the chat before we get going. Dun, dun, dun. Can you say this word?
Yeah.
Vigatret?
Let me
Chris
give it-
Witt asks if I remember that one time. Man, that really was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Really.
Biger Triton. Dieger Degager.
D. Brian Rowan, we've really let ourselves go. This is true. This is real true. We appreciate Nate. Appreciate.
Oh, stop it. Appreciate.
Would you say that hashtag Nate Appreciation Day is going too far?
It's
or not
relentless.
far enough?
No, too far. If it involves anybody bothering me in any sort of social media, and or because it's bothering. It's bothering is what it is.
Is it?
It's harassment, harassment, even.
Is it presidential? Oh, still no Balor love for Ellie. She got her shirt and sent him. She took a nice photo of herself and was like, "Hey, check it out! I bought your shirt. I'm supporting you financially, even." Nothing.
Oh.
However,
Huh?
she took a photo of herself in her Sonya Deville shirt.
Uh-huh.
Hey, look, I'm supporting you financially. Retweeted and liked.
What?
And also, some dude shat on it. Sasha Banks is better.
Cool.
To go for school.
Oh, and that. Oh,
No,
better
not-
in what sense?
Not even that. Just he was just being stupid. He was bringing negativity into a post for no reason.
I like this person. They're garbage. Cool, man. It's fun, and this is something that I think people should really work on as far as living in a social world.
Living in a social world.
It's okay to just completely ignore somebody, and it immediately marginalizes everything they have to say or think, and it doesn't affect you at all at that point, as long as you don't let it.
Yeah.
So if you could just, when somebody says something stupid, you just go, this would be a response, but this is my thought whenever I see it. I never type it, never put it out there unless it's absolutely necessary to try to half-ass shut stuff down. Neat, dude. Oh, you hate that thing that I really passionately enjoy? Neat, dude. Neat. Sweet.
Oh,
Let the ghouls be ghouls.
nah. I'm about done because speaking of ghouls being ghouls and going too far, today Maria Kanellis put something out there. Just hey, it's awesome still being around, and it was awesome being on 205 live last night or something along those lines. And somebody felt the need to go, ugh, this woman is ghastly. Why is she on television? She's so old and gross looking. Just like. Just why does that sentiment exist?
Why do you feel the need to say it out loud?
Yes, like this person is on television trying to entertain you. If you don't like the character, that's one thing. You don't like the person, that's another.
Understand that if it elicits a reaction from you, that's probably what they were going for.
Yeah.
Good, bad, doesn't matter as long as you react. And you reacted.
But your reaction is to call the person old and ugly. Like, why is that the go-to? Because you're a ghoul. And ghoulish, to me, ghoulish isn't just, oh, yeah, hey, them cans and your butt and stuff.
Mine?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Just commenting on looks when it's not warranted. That's ghoulish to me. Like if it isn't a post of her going, hey, what do you think of my hair? Something like that, where it's like directly asking, how do I look? Why are you commenting on look?
You see this dude fishing over here? Hey, Justin.
Hey, Kane.
I appreciate the top knot.
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
It was much better earlier. It's just now late in the day.
It's getting sad. It gets tired. Top knots get tired.
What do you want from
I would
my life?
assume. I wouldn't know.
What is it you want from my life?
Me?
Yes. What do you want from my life? I'll tell you this.
Legit. I like to see you happy and fulfilled.
And
get into survive and thrive as a creative because you work really hard for it. You put in the work behind the scenes. Did you want an honest answer?
Well, I'd like to tag on to that because going, a nice tag along to that. There is one thing that would absolutely that does make me happy, no matter whether she's talking to me or not.
For Christ's sake.
# commitment.
What's the update this week?
You're not funny.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
That's not a new update. That's every week.
Well,
Every week I'm not funny. Come on, man.
don't do that.
Looking for new news. The news.
My thought here is because
News was funny.
I'm guessing that my tweets are actually just getting buried, and she's just not on Twitter as much anymore.
Obviously.
I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or.
Hey, man.
If you look at her Twitter feed,
there are ebbs and flows with social media. If you're healthily using social media, there should be ebbs and flows. Like, I haven't been on Facebook in, 7 years? 8, maybe? It's good for me. I'll come back around. Don't worry.
# commitment.
Poor Justin.
Poor me. Why? She still follows me. I could still DM her if I
You
wanted.
shouldn't know.
Well, maybe I should. Maybe that's what she's wanting. Maybe I'll get this guy to DM me. She wants the direct line.
If you want the direct line, it's not that hard. Patreon.com/ohhijustin. OHHI Justin. Yeah. Or, just say hi to him on Twitter. I shouldn't let that in. I should do the hard sell. Like, throw $1. What's up?
It'd be nice. Because it would just be nice. I'm looking at a new mixer because mine is dying on a daily.
You go to like full blender, or you want the little hand mixer deal?
It's looking about $600 for a decent one. I was actually talking to Jody about it earlier. This is for hi Justin, I think. Jenny thinks she's a ghoul because every time she sees Ronda, she's what the F is up with her makeup. That's not ghoulish.
I almost believe that's a legitimate critique because it's weird.
Well, there's a difference between just regular makeup and she's
whatever weird war paint she's got going on.
That's different.
You see her like social media or whatever when she's like zero makeup, which is like seems to be most of the time. She's engaging and personable as all get out.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. It's almost as if she's a completely different person outside of the ring.
Weird.
And never the twain shall meet.
Maybe we'll get to there.
What? Too far.
Kane asks, well, is it ghoulish of me to say since Becky and Charlotte are feuding for the Raw Women's Championship, they shouldn't be on SmackDown? That's not ghoulish, no. This happened last year when Asuka won the Royal Rumble. She stayed on Raw until, I think it was after Fastlane. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to wrestle Charlotte for the championship. Look, between ratings, because clearly Becky equals ratings. Clearly, 100%. They can't afford to take her off of SmackDown, and Ronda is the Raw Women's Champion, who is the other ratings draw. This has to happen. I'm not a huge fan of it either, but this has to happen.
What, you want less of them?
I definitely don't want less. They're getting the legit main event treatment here.
Yeah,
like they're getting multiple segments. They're on both shows. This is Austin and Rock. This is the main event treatment. There's no way this doesn't go on last. Right.
This is right up there with Razor Ramon, Bob Backlund. WrestleMania 9, my favorite.
No. You're the worst.
Hey. Just saying. Brief preview. If one WrestlePal Nate ever joins #WrestleParty.
Well, Zach hasn't picked his next one yet. He's supposed
WrestleMania 9, do it.
Whenever we watch WrestleMania 2000, he's supposed to pick his next one. I'm picking an ECW one for my next one, and I'll reveal that at a later date.
The night Kimono Wanaleu danced atop the ECW arena.
Let's see. Chris says playing hard to get, referring to Liv. She may be.
I prefer to play hard to like.
Jetty asks if we're joining WWE because our face is Kevin Owens. If only you knew. I don't think we have that loaded up anymore. Shut up. We look great.
Yeah. I could do an impression of it, but nobody wants that.
I know, right? Yeah, I don't think we have that loaded up anymore.
But this week, Justin,
Mark asks if we think Rousey will be in Edmonton March 15th. I have no idea, man. I have no idea if she'll be there. I don't know if she's doing live events, is she?
Is that a live event?
Edmonton March 15th. What is today? The 6th, 13th. That would be a Friday. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I wouldn't really count on it. Hate to say that, but I feel like that's a big draw, big.
She doesn't do very many live events. It's only a handful.
You know, when she came in, she definitely had that whole, hey, I'm going to do full-time thing, yo. I'm just another wrestler, don't mind me. But, yeah, they're kind of saving it for the big time, yo. And I don't think it's so much her saying, hey, I want to do less. Hey, I want more money for less work. Or, hey, I don't want to have to show up to some podunk town here or there or whatever. No offense to Edmonton, because, I mean, where the hell am I?
Yeah.
But they also have to consider making sure that their main event goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have somebody all of a sudden having some sort of neck surgery out of the blue, throwing off an entire title picture or main event programming, especially when it's the main of main events for the main show of the year. You know, on WrestleMania weekend, but, you know, the day before.
Yeah. Okay. Kane says he does want it less because it cuts into SmackDown women. They're putting so much into the Raw, hardly anything on Asuka. We'll get more Asuka on the other side of Mania. I think on the other side of Fastlane.
Yeah.
I think it'll come into picture whether it's Lacey or Nikki. My assumption actually is Lacey.
You think so?
Yeah.
They've been pulling Lacey out on every show, right?
Mm-hmm. They're gonna. You know what I hate though?
What?
For all the wrong reasons. They're billing her as the sassy Southern Belle. I have no problem with her calling herself that. I have no problem with.
I want her to say it, but smarmy.
Right.
I'm sassy.
Did somebody say sassy?
Yes, I did.
I don't mind. I just stepped in a big old pile of sassy. I don't mind commentary using it as a note about her. Oh, she's a sassy Southern Belle. I'm not a huge fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the announcer guy going, and here's the sassy Southern Belle.
Big dog.
Yeah. Well,
Boss time. Yeah. Sassy Southern Belle.
I don't like that.
Suffer and suck it.
Jenny, okay, so we will get into this. We're just
honestly
the chat is
whole Lacey Evans things.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do that for another 2 years. Commit just 1,000,000%.
Bam, just bam. Ooh, like a lady.
I hope she just yeah. Like 4 times a show, kick off every segment with Lacey Evans walking out and giving zero reaction to anything happening or anything. I wanted her to start doing it in the middle of matches. It's perfectly fine. Just all of a sudden, and also bring back pyro just for her. And she comes down middle of a match, end of the ramp, right back up. No acknowledgement, no posing, no nothing. Just down back.
All right, so real quickly, I'm going to blast through these because I'm letting it get to us here.
What?
Because it's 20 minutes in and we haven't started.
Yeah.
Yet. What's that one WrestleMania I should watch with D-Bry?
30.
That's WrestleMania 30 because it bookends. It's still my favorite WrestleMania.
Oh, hey, yeah. Was that, what's her face asking?
That's Jenny asking, yep.
Yeah, because she says, hey, I like this Daniel Bryan as a heel. She's only really known Daniel Bryan as a heel, Justin.
I mean, yeah.
I threw that out. Watch WrestleMania 30. Just the promo packages leading into it will give you everything you need to know because, hey, that's what they do.
And
it's
probably
fantastic.
2 of my favorite matches of all time.
Yeah, at the beginning and end of the same show. You can skip the rest. The middle's fine.
The middle's fine. It's good. It's a really well put together WrestleMania, but the bookends are where it's at.
Yeah.
Heel Rousey is more enjoyable than face Rousey. That's Chris. And Kane says, I've heard on live events Asuka been beating Charlotte. Nice to see on a pay-per-view on TV. And then Ellie asks, and I think this is where we're going to kick into our too much.
Word.
Y'all heard the stuff surrounding Arn Anderson being fired? Yes. I don't know how they confirm this, other than the fact that
sources are saying.
I hate that, and I hate that we're using this as show. But if there is any truth to this, then so Foxy has disappeared off of social media.
Yeah.
You know, a couple Instagram posts apparently here and there. You know, hey, don't say nothing if you don't know nothing. And here we are.
Or hashtag no fox given.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's us, you know, talking about something we're not 100% sure about.
Yeah.
But the timing of it sure is, she hasn't been on television.
Yeah.
So apparently, Arn Anderson was canned because he let Foxy wrestle intoxicated.
Yeah. That's the prevailing rumor.
Mm-hmm.
That she had showed up for a live event, had been having some issues, had been offered a rehab even, because this is an era of WWE where they do not want to necessarily say, "Hey, hit the bricks, beat it." And it's like, "Hey, you got a problem? Well, I'll solve it. Check out the hook." Arn Anderson's fired. I'm sorry, I went too far. I'm sorry, but yeah, she had apparently showed up. Not ready to wrestle, and it was Arn's call, and they held him responsible for it.
Which, I mean, rightfully so, unfortunately. But she has to be held to some accountability as well.
Yeah, I mean, if that is the truth, if that's what happened, and she's not, is somehow remanded from shows forever and ever. How do you come back from that? Like, this isn't just like, hey, just some dude got fired because they didn't put you in check. This is, hey, I mean, even regardless of the situation, it's going to be, no matter what the situation was, it's going to be, you got Arn Anderson fired.
Yep.
Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
And his hairline that he's had since 1986. It's beautiful, and we loved him.
Beloved backstage figure.
Uh-huh.
In the company for almost 20 years now.
Mm-hmm. And in wrestling since 1843.
Kane Kenny doubts it because Foxy hasn't been fired yet. They wouldn't fire over this.
Yeah, we're in that era where they don't like, hey, if you've got a problem, we have to kind of help you for our own public, for our own public image. That's part of their rehabbing of their image for a couple decades now. Or it's closing in on that for quite some time now. It's been like, all right, hey, you're having problems. Hey, you weren't even with us. You haven't been with us for 10 years, but you got an issue. We want to help you get the help that you need in order to live a decent life.
You look at Bennett last year. Mike Bennett came clean as an addict, and they didn't can him.
Right.
They sent him to rehab. He went to rehab, and he's come back from it.
It's an investment in the talent, and an investment in the future, and an investment in the perception of the company as a whole. That being said, Arn Anderson got fired.
Yeah.
Like, fired. Damn, man.
How unprofessional of her. Some shade needs to be thrown at her. Like, how are you going to do that?
If she showed up on any social media at all, I feel like that's a snafu. You need to go away for a good long while.
Yeah.
And come back. The very first thing you need to come back with is probably an apology of some sort. After you go through some sort of treatment and vying to make personal amends, and then maybe public announcements, and then maybe public apologies. Because damn, man.
If she's ghosting the company, isn't that worse? Maybe even going too far?
Maybe. I mean, it makes me curious, like, what the Lars Sullivan situation still is.
Yeah.
You haven't heard from him in quite some time. But again, that was hey, man, I'm having some sort of mental issues.
Right.
I'm having some performance issue with this stuff. I'm freaking out here. I'm not doing well. I'm taking off. And the company is at a point where it's like, it's not going to let that slip out. It's going to be like, no, he's still part of the company. Regardless of if he's in good graces or no. It's going to be, we care about our talent. That is our stance on this. Hey, where's he at? What's going on with him? We care about our talent. So, that's been there. I don't want to necessarily say zero tolerance, but this is the 100% tolerance. The other way of it is like, we care about our talent. Not just our talent, we care about talent.
Yeah.
So, I guess they want to get Foxy help, but can't tolerate tolerance unless it's from the company itself. Because if Arn did let her wrestle intoxicated, I mean, maybe he comes from an era where it's not as big a deal, man, but you're talking about an era where we care so much about the well-being of the performers that letting somebody get intoxicated in there, they're a danger to themselves and a danger to whoever they're out there working with.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, like, Foxy has a history. I mean, she's come back from it, but she had a history of hurting people for a while there when she was still learning. So this is the last tweet from Lars' account. I'm not sure how familiar with Lars' account you are, but at one point he was sending out tweets as William Christensen, his attorney.
Okay.
So on January the 4th, William Christensen here, Mr. Sullivan's social media representative. Lars wants to know what you guys, the Sulinators, think of Raw vs. SmackDown and which one you'd like to see Lars dissect and vivisect. His words. People one. Thank you. Now, I know he had actually sent... there was one, I swear to God, like closer to whatever happened, where he said something along the lines of, everything you're reading is true.
Well,
so
I mean,
he must have deleted that.
Yeah, he's one of the serial deleters.
Mm-hmm.
Which, hey, that's part of
Tweet
the character.
and delete.
Sure. I mean, it stays around forever, but then when
He's
you go...
still paying attention, though. He liked old HH's tweets, and Oni Larkin. Oni rules.
Star Destroyer. Yeah. He had a big win this week.
He sure did.
Him and Humberto.
Humberto. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either. Saw the closing segment. I was like, ooh. Painful. Oni rules. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Oni Lorcan was a name that we heard and we're like, that's weird sounding.
Yeah, and then the first time I saw him,
That'll
like,
never catch on.
Whoa, I like this guy.
Yeah. I like that he's got the like thinning hair and he's just like, I don't care. I'm going to hurt you.
Whoa. He just shy of a sprint. Whoa. Just powers out to the ring.
Good Lord.
It's the greatest.
Too far.
Is it?
No, not far enough.
Or not far enough.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the whole Foxy situation is... I mean, that's how you get persona non grata forever, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are no good graces to come back to from that. I mean, how would you expect a company to really embrace you and have care about you as a character at that point? Now, they may be worried about your well-being and want to see you through some of your own personal demons, but as far as entrusting you to be part of their product, yeah, man, you're done.
I mean, I imagine until she seeks help, we probably won't see her again.
Yeah, that's a shame because she was doing some good stuff too.
Yeah, I enjoyed the character.
Mm-hmm. She was unique, which was cool, man.
So we were talking about Twitter,
and
this is one of the reasons why we decided to bring it, because we had talked about it a little bit last week. And by the way, people still think cancer is a work. We mentioned this last week. We didn't get into it too much, but I want to reiterate this point. There is no way. There's no way. There's just no way. Because if it comes out that it is, it's over. Like,
yeah, like
for him, for the company, like,
yeah.
Nah. Like, there is no. And people want to compare it to Katie Vick. People want to compare it to, Vince blowing himself up in a limo and these. No, that's not the same. Not even close.
Yeah, because there was a rumble that the whole leukemia thing with Roman Reigns was in fact a work. It's an old job we don't have around no more. I'm sure you'd find it's okay. You don't need to, but no,
I just don't have it.
It's
memorized.
purely speculation.
It's in the purely speculation.
Yes, but Roman was out for a shortish amount of time, and you know what? Good.
Did you watch the documentary?
I have not.
You should.
I have some speculation.
CM Punk might return to face The Undertaker at the main event of WrestleMania 32.
I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is. Wade
3
Barrett
years
isn't
ago.
some burnt out in his later years wrestler. This guy's best years are ahead of him.
He was burnt out.
Reports say Vince initially wanted
Hasn't
to
returned
fire
to wrestling
O'Neill
yet.
altogether. Several sources close to Wrestle Talk News, though, have since expressed their opinion that this entire fiasco is in fact a work.
That's all speculation, goddammit.
It's all speculation.
And his name is
goddammit.
John Cena.
Get that out of here. We're just listening to sounders from ages ago. Purely speculation. But if that was in fact just something to try to get Roman Reigns up and over, that would have been.
Where's the payoff? There isn't one. There's zero payoff.
It's completely destructive to the entire image of the company. And again, the company is at a point now where it wants to be looked at as a favorable place for its talent. And with the evolution of like AEW, talent is going to be treated probably more favorably overall throughout wrestling in general. So to use something like that as a gimmick for somebody, man, it's got to be unheard of, right? It's got to be, like, it can't possibly be. But then again, this is the same company that, like, was going to kill Vince McMahon for some sort of ratings thing.
I think my thoughts on that is I still think that he kind of wanted to kill Mr. McMahon. Like, he didn't want to be that character anymore.
I get it. And write him off of TV so he could go behind the scenes, and they would be fine.
Because you think about, I mean, he was on TV for a good couple years after that, but until recently, he'd pretty much been off of TV.
Well, it was fine. He looks like he's having fun now.
Yeah.
He just comes out and ruins things. just like just like an actual old man does.
He's just...
Hey, I don't like this. Get out of here, everybody. Oh, come on, Dad.
This guy that I picked is better.
Oh, no. He's old. Just let him go. He's confused. He misses Mom. Aww.
Again, it's one thing, and this is the last we'll say about Roman cancer and work. It's one thing. I think it's perfectly acceptable to feel that the character is coming back too soon.
Sure.
Like, I can understand that sentiment. But to say that because you feel that way that cancer's a work, come on, man, get yourself right.
Yeah, have a line and understand where reality begins and doesn't.
Yeah.
Where the character is and where the person is. There's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
It's okay. And
I can't believe anyone would sign off on that. No matter the amount of zeros.
But we can definitely agree that would be too far.
Absolutely.
Too far to use a fake health scare in order to promote somebody. That being said, do you feel it's too far to use a real health scare to promote somebody?
No.
Okay.
No. Like the Zach Gowen thing?
Well, I mean, let's stick with the Roman thing there for a
Okay.
sec. Do you think it's mildly exploitative to say, "Hey, he was sick. Remember how he was sick, guys? But now he's back. He beat it."
No. Actually, again, you should watch the Chronicle on Roman, because he even said in his return, we'll call it a promo, but it was more of a speech, that he wants to use the platform to promote awareness. Cancer is one of those things that has plenty of awareness, but obviously
Who'd he ever beat?
Obviously not enough.
A lot of people, honestly.
Obviously not enough if people think this is a work. So, I mean, he explains it like there's a pill that I took. He even tells you which one he had or has, rather. And because it's just in remission. It's not gone.
Yeah, it's never gone.
It's never gone.
Yeah. Has to be constant vigilance for the rest of his life.
He lucked out, essentially.
And you know what? And that's, if that brings awareness to it, that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Because it takes a little bit of the stigma away. And there was a time, like even me growing up younger, you hear the word cancer, it's like, oh, that is a dead man walking, and I don't mean that one.
No.
Oh no, you're dead. Cancer was dead. Cancer is death. The big casino, the big C. You done, Jack. Cash in your chips. It's over.
Hey, Fieldy.
But
Fieldy's nuts. Well done. I like it.
Fantastic. But there are those who would think that using a real, well, again, they kind of always do that because it's weird because the lines are different when it comes to wrestling. There is too far, but it's like one of those things. It's like the '80s definition of pornography. It's like, well, it's pornographic. Well, how do you define that?
There's a nipple.
I don't know it, but I'll know it when I see it.
There's a nipple.
There's leave with big dude beard.
Braun?
Oh, there you go. Leave Braun out of this.
That's a nipple,
Cass is
dog.
no longer with the company. It's powerful, so powerful. When it comes out, that's your butt. You're done. It's over. Like I haven't said ass earlier in the show. Jesus. Speaking of ass, this guy.
People use. I mean, they use injuries in S all the time.
Again, is that something we've just been conditioned to like kind of accept?
I don't know, man.
Did we use it to garner some sort of sympathy?
I feel.
Except for Sid. I don't know why we didn't feel bad for Sid. We were just like, oh, you broke your... What's wrong with us? They got zero
because
sympathy.
it's Sid.
And then he just went and played
Because
softball.
it's Sid, and it was 2001,
And we're awful.
and he was
people.
in the main event scene.
Oh my god!
Why?
He just wants to play
He's
softball.
wrestling Animal.
Why
I
are
wanna
you?
wear Animal as a singles wrestler?
Why are you on the top rope ever? Why are you on a middle rope? Stay away from those. Okay. But again, can you at least admit that sounds like I'm interrogating you? That wrestling's line is a little further than
Yes.
normal reality.
Absolutely.
We had the whole thing with Anvil having passed away earlier this year. Hey, here's a Natalia Ruby Riott thing for them to fight over. Look, he's on a table. You're going through it because boo you. Meanwhile, again, I championed it back then. It's like, Anvil would be 100% behind this.
Yeah.
You're going to get my daughter over on my legacy? Yeah, whatever, man. Get her over. Yeah, yes, of course. That's what my job. That's what we do. It's a weird carny life. This is the best. But are there other lines? Do you want to go into?
Yes, because this
Okay.
one has been a fun one, and I'm wondering, did it go over the line or not, or did it just draw more people in? So, everybody knows that Becky Lynch is kind of the king of Twitter.
Yeah.
Right now. She owns it.
Uh-huh.
She goes in.
She
gets
owns
in
several
people's-
things.
She gets in people's heads. She owns Ronnie.
I've seen the shirt.
She owns Headspace in both Ronnie and Charlotte. So she owns Charlotte. Vince is shook, just in case you didn't know.
I've heard that.
Ronnie is shook,
I knew that one.
and of course
It is known.
Charlotte is as well. But they're having back and forth on Twitter. The Man, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey. And Ronda's just nowhere near as good at it. She was trying early on, like, I'm sorry, like, I really want this to be right, so I'm going to make sure I get it right. And it got really heated this last weekend.
Yeah.
So, first of all, these photos, adorable. I'm sure you've seen these.
Yes, the
Becky Lynch is going to jail.
Becky Lynch mugshots.
Yes. Beautiful.
And I'm willing to accept that they're mugshots.
Yes.
She went down and she didn't go to... One never goes to a hospital. They go to a medical facility.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't arrested. She went to a authority facility.
So, if you'll remember correctly, Ronda laid the belt down in the middle of the ring last week. The Man tweets, Ronda, you go back and get that belt. Use of the word belt. I didn't even notice that till now.
Because that's how she had addressed it. One does not.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic peak. Like the whole thing is a one big swing, but there's a couple jabs like before this one comes around.
Yep.
This one's on its way. It's coming in. But bop 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 bop. Belt.
Yep. Because I didn't come this far to collect it from Stephanie. I came all this way to take it from you. And she tweets it with that photo. And Ronda replies, that's what I'm trying to do, dumbass. You hobbling around trying to be a ginger crutch ninja and taking fake prison photos in the hallway isn't helping. So, step one, is that too far?
I struggle with this because my initial gut reaction is it's a big reaction because giant gut.
Ew.
No, don't hail that. Oh no. My initial reaction is hey. I get that we have like reality shows now and people exist as people outside of their characters, and then there's presentation, and then there's real life. Please don't break those down this far that much. I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna sit over here and be. It's still real to me, damn it.
Right.
But I'd kind of like it to be somewhat believable to me, damn it. Like I don't need a constant reminder that it's not real and there's an element of reality behind it.
I don't need a constant reminder that it's a television show.
Yeah, because I got a feeling it was supposed to be like it feels pointed to the point where it's supposed to be because Becky Lynch is right in the wheelhouse of sports entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she hasn't had a misstep as far as Twitter dealings go. But Ronda's always seemed to be. She had the one where it's like, hey, damn, whatever the script says,
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Hey, we got more here.
And it's almost like she's breaking down the line of like, hey, all that's fake. Don't forget, I really hate you. As though she's trying to like one up with, nah, remember reality when I can actually destroy you? I don't feel like that's adding to. I feel like that's taking away from.
Yeah.
It makes me cringe. It makes me go, oh,
Well, then
stop.
let me go to the next level.
Please
because,
do.
Becky trying to steer it back.
Uh-huh.
Keep that F word out of your mouth and concentrate on getting better at this business instead of trying to remain above it. Looking forward to seeing you real soon, which she adds a picture of. I'm sure you've seen this.
Yeah.
It's not Tommy Wiseau,
Mm-hmm.
but it is Tommy Wiseau's famous character.
Oh, hi, Marks.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yes. And Ronda responds, F word, you mean fake? Fake like your nonsensical BS armbar that doesn't even work and just looks like you're holding this dick you wish you had? Or holding the dick you wish you had? You mean the one that you tapped out to?
Yeah, this is far too far as I'm concerned. It feels again, it feels like she's immediately going to try to tear down the thing and says, don't forget, in reality, I really hate you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, can you hate as the character?
Yeah.
And let us support or not support you as a character. Please elicit reaction as a character instead of making me go, God, stop it. I don't feel like you understand how this works. Because that's the reaction I'm having. It's like, oh. And
Yeah.
not in a good way.
No.
Like, I feel like this could be much better if they let that little bit of character speak instead of reality. Because
Yeah.
Becky keeps, like you said, keeps trying to steer it back and does a masterful job of doing it. It's like, I can play this game, and she does it very well. And Ronda's like, flips the table and says, I don't want to play this game no more. That's not fun to watch. That's like you're over at your friend's house, and like he gets in an argument with his brother and his mom, and they're all yelling at each other, and you just got to sit there and be like, I don't feel comfortable. I got to go home. No, you're not going anywhere. All right. Well, I guess you're fighting now. Cool. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at it and go, ooh. I look at it and go, oh, ah.
You know what pisses me off? Okay, so let's get through these last couple of responses.
Also, please don't, let's not, the vulgarity, too, takes away from it.
There's more.
I know.
Huh. It does look exactly like one now that you mention it, which Becky then posts. I know you've seen that.
I've seen that.
Ronda's husband on Ronda's hand,
Uh-huh.
which... Is that too far? I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny.
It's you want to play in some reality? I can dabble a little bit. Again, I feel like she's straddling and pulling back the line to appropriateness while playing near the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Playing near the edge is fine. Playing near the Christian, not so much.
Ronda, then this is where I feel like she officially crosses the line.
She hasn't yet for you. She's dangling over there.
I'm like, oh, that could be better. Oh,
Uh-huh.
And then
She's trying. Okay, here we go.
Rebecca Quinn, I don't care what the script says. I'm beating the living shit out of you the next time I see you. Boo.
Play the game better, man.
Play the game.
That isn't the game right there, man.
Like,
You're not.
you have somebody who can make you more money. Firstly, I mean, if you don't care about that, that's on you. But like,
What are you
you're
trying to
also
defend?
yeah, you're also like keeping her from making more money.
What is it you're trying to do? What
If
is
you're
it
trying to prove that
accomplish?
you could beat the shit out of her in real life, then why would you be the main event?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't feel it's adding anything to it.
No.
If anything, just using the word script,
Yeah.
just
I mean, we all get it, but we don't.
It's go away.
Well, and here's what bothers me about that one the most
Mm-hmm.
is because saying something like that is going to get all the UFC heads Yeah, this
Is
fake.
it though?
They're gonna all, and they do. I've seen it on the Instagram. And why are you doing this fake WWE shit? And then something like that is going to get them to go. Ugh, this. It's bad enough having to claim being a wrestling. I have no problem, but I see where people have a problem defending that they're a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
I just no longer give a shit. Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan. Fuck you.
Jesus.
So Becky responds, Ron, you still mad, bro? Just checking because you went full Russo earlier. Wanted to make sure you made it back okay. Rhonda comes back with lawyer up.
I don't know
bitch.
what those mean.
Lawyer up, bitch. You're about to have plenty to sue me for.
What?
I can afford it. Hashtag worth it. You're doing amazing, sweetie, is the response from Becky. And it was, oh, geez. There was actually more. Apparently, Ronnie. Oh, that's right. She responded with the gif of Becky when she was still doing the Irish jig. Weak sauce. That is so weak. I don't know if that ever got responded to, but that is weak. Because she had to come in and work her way up.
But I feel like, yeah, that's. I like a peek at reality, but I like the characters kept somewhat separate, and I like it when they cross sometimes, and you can feel good for somebody even when they're like awful. Like we had Samoa Joe winning his first singles title or first title in WWE. Awful man.
Yeah.
Awful character. So happy for the dude. Because I can be a fan of the individual without liking the character.
Right.
Now, when you say characters don't mean anything, I'm just a real person. Cool, go away. I don't like you.
Yeah.
And I have to say that to you as a person. I don't like Ronda Rousey right now. I really don't like. I don't want to see her right now.
Yeah.
And that's not good because I really want to see Becky Lynch. That's enough for me to be very interested in it. But as far as Ronda Rousey, I don't.
The thing is, like I was just saying,
She's not playing the game, man. Be smarter.
If enough people come to the side that you're on that don't want to see it, they're not the main event anymore.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, as far as this weird
You're
thing,
shitting on all the work that Becky's done.
and Charlotte is over there doing some amazing stuff. She has never felt more smarmy, more fantastic, more commanding of space. She's filling up an arena with her presence and telling them exactly what she's going to do
And winking
exactly
every 2
why she
seconds.
belongs. What's that?
And winking every 2 seconds. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and it's great. The only thing I don't like about her promos, the boobs. I don't know why. I don't know why it bothers me. It's like, oh, here it comes. Oh, there it is. Oh, I wish it was more snotty. It's getting closer, though. Her woos are way better than they used to be. They almost fit. I just want to see them used effectively against an actual person. I want to see a woo as an offensive weapon. An offensive whooping. Whoop. It's not easy to say. I got smirky, and I got full of myself. And I'm sorry.
King Kenny says the whole Triple H and Batista is not helping either. Here's why I disagree. Because, we went with Dave Batista and, Richard Fliehr. And, we went, shoot names, brother.
All right.
It was Paul Levesque as Triple H still. I don't care that he said this isn't the character, this is the man. That was still the character. It was just like when Punk would get in his face and call him Paul. That was still CM Punk the character.
That was insulting, though. It's like, hey, screw your legacy. You're just a little man behind all that.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. But as far as this goes, I don't know. I think we might be on the other side of this.
You didn't like the fire from Triple H?
Of course I liked the fire from Triple H. I don't know that it... I don't know if I like the real people being involved, I don't know. But we're talking about individuals that are as big personality as normal people.
We're also talking
as
about
they are as
something
characters.
that's not the main event.
Yeah.
They're going to be somewhere in the middle of the card, just a big attraction match.
It's a quick fire-up grudge match.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see Batista back in the ring.
Yeah, me too.
I hope
he's looking in good form.
Yeah.
I love this character. I loved Spotlight bad guy Batista right before he went away the first time. I loved how awful he was.
My favorite was Kangol in a wheelchair Batista.
Yeah.
Quit! This is his giant upper body just shuddering with anger. It was so good. It was so good.
people were cheering because he tapped out. Cena made him tap out.
Mm.
Let's see.
But yeah, even then, I still don't think I like the real people being involved. Every once in a while, that's okay, but I feel like it's right on the heels of this Ronda tearing down stuff. Now, she's not doing it on screen. I don't feel like it's being done on screen as much. I feel it's appropriately done on screen, but when it gets to the Twitter thing, Ronda's too far on it, and I don't like it. It's like she's trying to. It's like they're having a knife fight, and she's over there with a gun, just taking shots.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, no, that's inappropriate for this right now. Maybe it gets a little more personal later, but I feel like it went too far too fast, and she blew just everything out right up front.
Yeah,
like if it built to that, I could almost see that, and it's almost like, oh man, Becky made her so mad that she had to drop and just be like, oh, real, oh. Then it can get too appropriate, but to go right for it, don't like. It's still real to me, damn it.
So she definitely steered into it, and now that she's a bad guy, do we even need Charlotte in this thing? I kind of wish if this was the direction we're going, Ronda's going to come out and no more Mrs. Nice Bitch, which that was a very wooden delivery. Whatever.
Hey, man, I couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't either. But Ronda's the bad guy. Becky's the good guy.
That being said,
do we need
Charlotte's doing some of her best work?
She is.
She's carrying the ball when the other two aren't around, and she's being the company person, and it's fantastic.
I kind of wish that Fastlane was a
winner
number
goes
one contender.
Yeah, and that would have been. I would have liked that too. If Charlotte's beef was, hey, she wasn't really in this Rumble. I should be the winner. To which Becky's like, well, I was in it and I won. All right, well, then you guys are going to have to settle it.
Yeah.
There's still an out.
Yeah.
What if Becky breaks Charlotte?
Still
you can't
feel like
compete.
we're getting
I know.
Ronda interference. Ronda's
you think
gonna
so?
beat up Charlotte.
Yeah, schmaz to the Mania.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's ultimately what they're getting to. They're horsewomen versus horsewomen. Absolutely, Chris. Charlotte's there to take the pin, I guess. I mean, ultimately, yeah. But I thought she was getting put in because Ronda was scared of the booze, which she absolutely was a couple weeks ago.
Hey, man, if she steers into it, she'll be... Look, man, you never got The Rock without Die Rocky Die.
Right.
Steer into it, enjoy it, embrace it, do something with it. Don't let it rattle you, man. I know that's a very odd thing to have to say, but if you say, nah, hate me, go ahead.
Is Kurt Angle without you suck?
It's the weirdest sentence ever said. I understood it completely. No.
The 3 eyes, you're a Continental Champion. Like, he was the worst.
Is D'Lo Brown the same without that catcher's thing? D'Lo Brown's my favorite. It's best.
All right. Kane Kenny says maybe no one telling Ronda the tweets were a work, and it was too late. Yeah, Ellie has major problems with Ronnie.
Yeah.
Chris thinks Ronda's going to snap at Mania and really go hands on. She was clearly holding back a little bit on Monday, but more about placement. Because she was going in, and I would have to assume that Becky was like, "Yeah, give me everything."
Yeah,
because that's how it works, and because she wants to be the main event, and that's the only way it works. Because she even smiled at the end of it and tweeted, "Oh, that's the Ronnie I want at WrestleMania." Again,
infuriating.
I love somebody put a side by side. Becky lays out Ronnie; she's all angry and upset. Ronnie lays out Becky smiling. It's just fun. It's fun looks at
and
the character.
That is fun. The I hate you. That only gets you but so far. Becky is making it money.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
WrestlePal Joe hopped in. Speak about why the F did Ambrose turn heel for 3 weeks. Why the F would anybody trust anyone to reform the Shield? Makes them all look like a bunch of assholes. I think clearly this has something to do with it. They're trying to legitimize the news of Ambrose leaving. Because that's what they're saying is he's leaving. We need to kind of
let's tie these storylines. This may be the last chance we get to do whatever, and they've let that be the The thing out there is just like, hey, let's just float that balloon. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like we've got this weird aloof Dean,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of like. If they fight anyone anywhere, I'm kind of okay with it. But yeah, I don't know if. Here's the thing: I'm not excited about a Shield reunion.
Me neither.
Okay, I don't need it. Seth really doesn't need it. Roman honestly doesn't need it, and I think Dean's better without it.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the only way I feel like this can be exciting is if it's against this trio of heels that I couldn't give a goddamn about. Like I love McIntyre. In this group. I don't like him. Corbin can be great. Okay, but in this group, I don't really like it. Bobby Lashley, interesting as all hell with Leo as his point man. Somehow the three of them together, I don't care.
Yeah.
But against the Shield, who I also say I don't care. My tummy hurts. The three against the three, I'm weirdly okay with. And it's like, hey, that's a fun little place in the mid card. No titles anywhere near it. Doesn't have to touch anything. I also feel like somehow Braun and Elias get pulled into this as well.
Probably.
And I don't know. I mean, this could be.
I'm not in love with it, but like, here's the problem with Raw.
If this was leading towards these characters being used at Mania for this, I'm okay with that. That's a spot that doesn't need to be anywhere near a title. Heels can take a loss. Big feel good moment for baby faces. Seth isn't going to do double duty that night, so it's not going to be there. So it's either going to be stuffed together at Mania, resolved in the 4 weeks between, or stuffed together at a Fastlane, resolved in the 4 weeks before Mania, or we're going to get some sort of weird blow-off thing at Mania that isn't going to make sense. I don't know where they go with it. I don't feel like they had enough time to do anything with it.
Yeah.
So I feel we get the 3-on-3 at Fastlane. Has that even been officially announced?
Yes.
Even though we've already had our go-homes?
Yes, it was.
Oh, wait to the last minute to do it. Cool. Cool. I get to care about it for like a minute and then it's done. Okay, cool. But
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. Let them be friends, have each other's backs. Don't call it the Shield.
Mhm.
I am overly done
Hey.
with the actual Shield.
Dean burnt that thing. I hope they don't give him a new one. I hope they
King
just...
Kenny goes, he got a retcon. Yeah, essentially.
And look, if it keeps the...
Charles Samoa Joe winning the U.S. Championship was amazing. We briefly touched on that earlier.
Oh, he got to do the nope spot. Nope spot's always good. Wasn't the best nope spot, but it was a nope spot.
Mm-hmm. Actually loved the first use of the 619 there when Joe had Truth in the clutch and Ray just comes around, 619 to Joe,
Fantastic.
makes him release.
Good spots from all the dudes in there. The fact that R-Truth comes out looking great in it made me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as going too far, Shield reunions just to like throw stuff together, I feel like you're playing on emotions, man, and you're trying to like get as much as you can out of that as possible. Now, if it's a teasing for Dean, okay, I can get it a little bit, but I feel like that's too much too soon, and I don't want it right now.
Yeah.
I really don't want it. Again, I feel like that killed Seth's push last year.
Well, and here's the thing that I realized. I was having a conversation with my brother last night.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Roman and Brock last year at Mania, how it was a big swerve that Brock retained. And technically he's right. We all of us, everyone thought Roman was winning.
What?
And then he didn't. And he was like, oh, I loved it. And I was like, man, you know what? I hated it because Brock, I love Brock. I love Brock matches. I love watching him throw people around. I love it. But him having that championship has completely killed the main event scene in Raw. And
that's how you end up with a team of Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin, and I couldn't give a damn about them.
Yeah.
They're doing nothing.
Yeah. There's no main event players.
The most they can do is take the Intercontinental belt. And you know what? It's great on Balor. Balor looks like he belongs with it. Balor can build a hell of an Intercontinental... you can build a hell of an Intercontinental circuit around him.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys can compete for it. But if that's all they got, what are they doing?
Yeah.
The three of us are going to beat up Braun again this week. Cool. It's the same story every week. It's the 90s again.
Yeah.
Remember? That was cool, right? Yeah.
Maybe. Kane says you figure Roman can't really be 100%, so I'm sure they put him in tag matches. He thinks that it's going to be Dean and Roman going for the tag championships at Mania.
For the Raw ones?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I want that either, man. Because, granted, Shield is Shield, man, but, like, were you just starting to build up a little bit of a tag team division? Like the whole thing with Heavy Machinery this week?
Yeah.
Going with the lower level tag teams, them getting time on TV. Now, I would have loved for that to have been like a multi-week thing, man. Have Heavy Machinery go after B Team 1 week. Go after Hawkins and Ryder the next week. Go after the Ascension the next week. That would be a fantastic story without having to have anybody be garbage and without blowing it all in 1 week.
Yeah.
And then you got the Revival on top. You got Roode and Gable looking pretty fantastic. And then you got a weird little mismatch of Black and Ricochet as well.
Yeah.
So you just want to let's put all that aside because we got to put something on Roman and Dean. Here's Roman and Dean. Okay.
The thing that really bothers me with that idea with Roman in general is the idea that he has to be the guy like with championships and stuff. Undertaker was the guy. How often was Undertaker like? I mean, he was in title pictures, but how more often was he not?
Yeah, because he didn't need it because he had a mystique about him.
Yeah. Nobody should dare to be mean to Otis.
I know, right?
They went too far.
Dude. I'm excited when I get a legitimate reaction, and just Otis like with his just he put the voice aside and he had a little stammer. It was really good. It was really sensitive, and then he like pulls back, and then he comes back and he talks some more. Just that little stammer before. It's almost like he was trying to say, "I'm fairly sensitive."
Yeah.
But those first words wouldn't come out because they were stuck in his throat. Like, oh, this is the best.
Otis freaking rules.
I know. And you know what? It made Tucky so good.
Yeah.
Hey, you hurt his feelings, jerks. Tucky. Yay. Yay for Tucky.
I love Heavy Machinery.
Yes. And you know what? It would have done so much for, even in losses, for B Team, Hawkins Ryder, and Ascension. They would have done amazing stuff for them to go week in. Like, I want to see B Team just get taken out week 1, and then Hawkins Ryder be like, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, we can do this. We're going to get a win. We're going to get a win, damn it. We can do this. Get dominated, and then Ascension worried. Uh-oh.
But how cool is it to actually see the division on television?
I was very happy to see the division. I didn't need it all squashed in a night, but hey, okay.
I mean, it's just night. It also places Heavy Machinery more towards the middle.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great place for them.
Yeah.
They can pop into the scene eventually, occasionally.
Pop up, pop down as necessary.
Yeah.
But always a contender. You have to create a middle for them to be a middle.
I may not know my flowers, but I do know what a bitch looks like.
All right. They're marigolds. I only know it from the context of that. Okay. Yeah. But I don't know, man. We still have time for Mania to come into focus. You know, there's going to be 804 matches on the card. It's going to be okay. But the reality in wrestling can go too far.
Yeah.
That being said, you get stuff like, do you feel like the reality shows go too far? Is that too much of a peek behind the thing?
I don't know. I've never really watched Total Divas like that.
Total Wrestling? You
Total
never really
Wrestling.
watched
I've seen like 2-3 episodes kind of in passing.
I feel like that stuff is more scripted than actual wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Which is weird because that's reality on what channel is that on?
E.
I respect the exclamation point.
I did.
You did.
E.
All right.
That's
Content.
exclaiming.
All right.
Just because it wasn't shouting doesn't mean it's not exclaiming.
Thank you for not shouting. The neighbors appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'll cross that off my list. Reality shows, not too far. In fact, they're almost a regression.
I haven't seen any of Ms. and Mrs., so I don't know.
I got to tell you, those promos for the show, I haven't watched. But then again, I haven't watched Temptation Island either. So what do you want from me?
Were you tempted to?
No. It's like, God. Like, no. That's my answer. The Ms. and Mrs. promos look action-packed and fantastic. And where it ends with the I guess, Maurice's mother, I'm going over the edge, that makes me laugh every time. It's like, it's in a television promo. This makes, and then Maurice falling off the back of a couch. It's like, okay. It looks like a fantastic show.
Yeah.
I'm never watching it. That being said, it's the closest thing to some sort of reality thing that I would watch. You know why? Because it's not Total Divas with, it's just weirdly, look at the pretty ladies. It feels like School for Ghouls. It's Ghoul School right there is what Total Divas feels like it's supposed to be. Hey, is Eva Marie, is she a wrestler? You know, she's on the Total Divas, though, so we're going to put her in a ring eventually, maybe. I don't know. That's what I feel like Total Divas started as, and
it's helped promote interest in women's wrestling.
I guess
It absolutely. There's no denying it. The Bellas became huge stars after that. I mean, again, you can discredit their work all you like, and if you don't like their in-ring work, that's fine. That's, but they were getting, and they probably will next time they come out, massive pops. People care about seeing them.
Please don't make that the Mania match.
Oh God, no. Although it very well could be.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody like that.
Trish and Lita
My thought was Trish and Lita.
could be.
It's either Divas of Doom, Trish and Lita, or the Bellas.
I don't think it's gonna be Divas Doom. I think that's a distant third out of those.
Absolutely, unfortunately,
It is very unfortunate.
because that would probably be the best matchup,
Yeah.
like hands down.
Yeah. Okay. The
You got
original
anything else?
original topic as far as what's too far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want me to throw some things out there?
Yeah, we'll wrap those up, and then we both watched something that we should probably talk about, I think.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Well, do you want specific instances or do you want more generalities? Where do you want me to start?
Whichever way you want to go.
All right, you tell me if these go too far.
Are you on Snapmatic
Shut up.
or the Bleeder?
No. No, I'm not. Or their real world equivalents. How do you feel about death matches?
I want to say, like, if done right, but I don't know that I've ever seen one done right.
Feels like dudes that look like me doing stuff.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to smash you with... Did you see Joey Ryan got hardcore this weekend? What's the orange dude that you dig?
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, he was wrestling Cassidy.
I saw some
And Cassidy-
gifs from that.
Slow motion with a light. And just lays it down. They got hardcore. Killing the business, brother.
Orange Cassidy is my favorite thing that's ever happened. If you haven't checked him out, look into it. And then figure out who he was before and watch that stuff and be like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. He's doing half the stuff now and it's so much better. It's the best. Hot property. Yeah.
Property.
I also look at death matches as like, hey, man, I don't want to say that this isn't wrestling. That sounds awful to say, but it's a very different thing. And it's a different kind of art, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, sometimes...
Bob says the Shield is boring. The Shield as a unit is boring. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
At this point.
But I feel like they could be done right. But yeah, like you said, the examples seem few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pushed me out of not wanting to expose myself to them as much. You all see like clips of like the one dude who got cut like right here and hit an artery and is just spurting blood, but he finishes a match anyway. Yeah. It's like, what do you... No. Or the like...
Necro Butcher, those guys.
I feel like they're more some of the safer stuff. Yeah. You see like a drop toe hold into like a russet board and just gushing. It's like, oh no, that's you. It's too. You hit a point where it's too much. Mm-hmm. But again, it's one of those things. It's pornography in the '80s. I don't know it till I see it. Oh, there it is.
David Arquette earlier, like late last year.
Oh my goodness! Have you seen any of the spots with weed eaters?
No.
Don't.
No thanks.
Is it? I feel I feel the same way in a lot of the deathmatch spots about how I do with he's going to do a thing off of that top turnbuckle to the outside. Hey, guys, let's gather together and look like it's natural. We all just happen to be 5 dudes standing here with our arms up looking that direction. Oh! That's how like every spot in a deathmatch feels to me. It's like, all right. And there it is. All right, cool. Things like the little bamboo sticks and the head thing. Hey! I don't know.
Are we just pussies?
Maybe. Possibly. But I don't look at it the same way I look at wrestling. I look at it as a different thing.
Yeah.
But there's times where it feels like it's like, oh man, that's not done well.
To be fair, I never even liked ECW, which wasn't even death matches. It was just hardcore. I never liked that much either. Like with the tables and the blood and the chairs. I've always thought of blood as, when done right, it really helps sell the story.
Okay, well let's pull back a little bit from death matches. From death matches to blading.
I mean, what's the alternative? The hard way?
Well, no. I mean, do you believe there's a spot, or even before blading? Let's pull it back a little further. Blood. Do you think there's a tasteful place for blood, or does blood go too far?
Blood to me is not necessary. Like so many people say, "Oh, I missed blood in wrestling."
Yeah, but there was so much. It was saturated.
All the time.
Literally. Do you feel it adds more now that we get significantly less of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like last year, Roman and Brock. They won't sell that, but I mean, that's a hell of a fucking image.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted sympathy from Roman, there it was.
Well, I mean, if you
just can't use that.
But I mean, you talk about done right. If you go back to Bret Hart and Steve Austin.
Probably the best.
Would that mean as much without the blood?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
So there is a place for it.
Absolutely.
You can find a place for blood in your matches. Do you feel like Ric Flair did too much?
I don't need a Ric Flair Crimson Mask every match.
Not every match? No?
Not every match.
Okay. See where your line is. Hold on. I need to take a note here. Justin is there we go.
Or are you the pussy for not being able to say pussy?
I am. I absolutely am. All right. Let's see. Intergender. Where do you stand on intergender? Is intergender too far?
No. Not at all. Which is funny because there was a time in my life where I did think it was too far. Because I was one of those schmoes who was like, domestic abuse. But when you look at it, it's all violence. And it's all wrong, technically speaking.
Because wrestling blurs those lines, dude.
Yeah. In wrestling, the good guy is going to give the bad guy the comeuppance. So if the female is the good guy,
the underdog,
she's gonna get the win eventually.
Right.
I mean, even if she's the heel and she's got to get her comeuppance, I mean, as long as it's not some like disgusting beating. But to that note, I don't want to see a dude get disgustingly beaten either.
Okay, it's all right.
Happens.
Do you think there's a tasteful place for intergender wrestling?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, now is like the perfect time for it because they have there's so many women that I'd love to see wrestle the men. Charlotte, Becky, Asuka, Ronda, just on the main roster.
Right.
Candice, Mia.
We've seen Candice. Yeah.
Ronda. Or, I mean,
Shayna.
Shayna, yeah. Ronda,
I
Ronda too.
I want to see Shayna like fight wild animals.
Yeah.
I want to see her choke a giraffe. It would take all day, but she could do it. It would be fantastic.
I can't speak tonight, guys. I apologize.
Okay, so intergender, you feel that there's a tasteful place for. Have you seen it done badly in the past?
I don't think I have.
Usually they understand, hey, this is touchy. Maybe we should be a little more okay with it. All right, then you haven't seen some of... Okay, I'm going to show you some stuff later. Let me see if I'll find your line later. Justin is a... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Can't say it. Won't say it. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that gets into where does nudity and or exploitation fall? Because we had an era in the 90s where, hey, man, what was the cutest thing that could be said on commentary? Puppies. Does it make you sick going back to that now, right?
Yeah.
But it was a product of that time.
Puppies.
And that's
Like the
wrestling deciding where that line's going to be and being able to go right up to it. Hey, we're all going to march up to it, and you're going to accept it.
Yeah.
I look back at that now and think, I'm pretty sure wrestling could make anything okay.
Maybe.
Given a long enough time and a slow enough progression towards it, I feel like they could make really anything okay.
Possibly.
I don't want to find what those lines are where it's like,
No.
nope, no, you found it, there it isn't.
Nudity.
Nudity.
I think about like
I remember
those-
just the stupid The Cat.
yeah.
Just like, oh, great, cool. I remember being a kid and being like, I don't. Okay.
When you
Were
watch
people really titillated by that, for lack of a better term?
well, again, you got to look at who the audience was. It was 18-year-old boys essentially is who they were catering to.
Was this a time before the internet, really?
Obviously, the internet wasn't what it is.
Right.
But there was like message boards and stuff.
When there was that period in time when Sable was the most downloaded individual ever.
Yeah. But every women's match, every time a woman shows up on television in that era, we're commenting on her looks.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Okay.
It is awful.
It is literally, if you weren't the over face pretty lady, they were talking about, oh, she's hideous and ugly. What an awful person.
Yeah.
Like, no, Molly Holly's cute as all get out.
Well,
man. Shut
even
up.
worse, like before that, like 2000 specifically. I'm not saying I watched that recently.
Yeah, but you
Hashtag
did.
Wrestle Party. No matter the woman, they come out. Oh, puppies! Oh, look at her. She's so hot. Oh,
That was so why is Mickey Mouse there?
it's my awful.
Why is Ricky Rat in the combat zone? Oh no.
It's my awful Jerry the King Lawler.
Well, is that
Whoa!
your awful Jerry the King Lawler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Puppies! Ah!
We're gonna get sued by Disney, Marvel, all of them. Hi. You gotta use 4 fingers.
Meow.
Hi.
I'm a cat.
Shut up.
I don't like nudity in wrestling.
Okay.
Even I don't know. I just nah. It really doesn't
Good,
serve a purpose.
Because I was gonna force you to have to accept, for lack of a better term, flailing dongs. Okay.
That happened to Christian and Jericho once.
What?
You don't remember that? When they were a tag team?
What?
Somebody stole their clothes and well, actually Vince wanted them to go out fully naked, but I think they ended up in towels.
I'm sorry. What?
Mm-hmm. Like on Raw. This was before Christian left, obviously.
Oh.
This was Christian and Jericho.
So he's like, hey, you know what? Is my check in today? My check? All right, I gotta go. That's enough.
So you guys are gonna go out. No, you gotta go out there naked.
All right. Well, you know
Vince.
what? I can weirdly accept it then. If he was like, nope. If they're gonna accept that, if Jazz is losing her top at whatever that weird patriotic themed one was ages ago, and it's like I remember seeing that and being like, wow, those look weird. And then we gotta have flailing dudes as well. Hey, equal opportunity exploiters.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna have one, you gotta have the other.
Yes.
That's the only way nudity is acceptable.
Thanks, HBO. All right. Ooh. Tell me if this was crossed in line. I'm Your Poppy. It was Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. They were fighting over the kiddo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take your kid. It's a paternity battle.
That was God, that was a good story.
It was.
But it was fucked.
But how do you feel about bringing the kids into it? Because, I mean, that kind of goes around to, like, the whole Kane Dewey thing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about someone's children being brought into it? Or even when it was like Paige and Charlotte going back and forth, and Paige brought up Charlotte's brother. Like, where is that too far to bring in outer family member, real life tragedy, and actual
think so.
family into the equation?
I don't think so, because I remember the fire that brought out of Charlotte, and when you think about specifically that situation, that had to get cleared. Paige had to okay it. Rick had to okay it.
I would hope so.
Wrestling, that the Flairs are a wrestling family. They knew it would get heat, and it gives Charlotte reason to fire up. As a matter of fact, I think that was the first time that Charlotte cut a promo that I was like,
Hey, there's something here.
because I mean, up until that point, it was all in ring for her. I was
Yeah.
like, she's a really good wrestler.
What an acrobat.
And then
Doing
she
like
has
gymnast
that
gobs.
promo. I'm like, there's fire. Oh my god, she has fire. Like this could be great. I guess it depends on how and if it actually is advancing the story. Because Ray and Eddie, that's Ray and Eddie.
I know, but
That's like two world class, like amazing story.
okay. Just want to see if there's a line there. So it can be done appropriately. Right.
There's a place for it. It actually happened.
Oh, okay.
Hunter or Triple H brought up what was it, Reed this week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, he said he was with Rick burying Reed.
Mm-hmm.
So just saying.
All right. I got 3 rapid fire ones.
Okay.
They're all about Big Boss Man. I want you to rank these in order for me of which one crosses the line the most, okay?
Okay.
Boss Man getting hung.
Oof.
That was a bad one, right?
That's awful.
Wasn't it Boss Man stole Big Show's dad's grave? He towed it behind the Bluesmobile for some reason.
Yep.
And Big Show's hanging on a coffin as they're driving around Big Show's dead dad. Okay, there's that one. And then there's Boss Man inviting Al Snow up to his room. Hey, man, let's bury the hatchet. I prepared this meal for you. Hey, remember your dog? You're eating your dog! That's Pepe. Which one's worse out of those 3?
The hanging.
Hanging was the worst.
That's the worst.
Okay, all right.
'Cause I
Between
can
Big...
I can suspend my disbelief that that's not really Big Show's dad, and
Okay.
the dog didn't really get cooked.
Are you sure? Pretty sure he cooked that dog. Pretty sure he cooked Pepe. Oh, okay. So which one crosses the line the least? Big Show's dad or Al Snow's dog? Oh. Now we're gonna find where the lines is.
Oof.
Where the lines is. Jesus.
They were both awful. Like not even like it was just bad television.
Like I love Boss Man.
Yeah.
He's got some garbage behind him.
Which one crosses the line more?
Yeah.
I guess because of my personal investment, I'm going with the dog.
Yep, I knew you were going to say that. I'm going to go ahead and tweet Big Show and say that Justin, you should pass this message along to Liv Morgan, if you could, please, sir.
How dare
Mr.
you.
Show,
Ruining my chances
comma
with Liv.
big.
How dare you?
That
She loves me.
Justin, thinks that was the least. I'll workshop it. I'll get back to that. But damn, Justin. But you're absolutely right. The dog bothered me so much more.
Well, because I was
Reading
invested
back
in
on it, I was
Al
like,
Snow.
I was invested as a dog.
Yeah.
Hey, it's just somebody's dad. You can get another one of them. You don't get another dog.
It was also just really funny watching Big Show dragging onto the coffin. It's more funny than
Why
anything.
is that great? Coffins are the worst.
Well,
Are
no,
coffins acceptable
the
in
segment
wrestling?
was terrible. Well, I don't know. Ask Triple H and Kane.
Seamless segue. All right, let's get into Kane's garbage here. Here's 3 for Kane. You tell me which one crosses the line the most.
Okay.
I murdered my family. I had a weird child with Lita, and it was accidentally aborted, and it wasn't Gene Snitsky's fault. Or Katie Vick.
Which one's the worst? Which one crosses the
Which
line?
one's the worst, and which one's the most acceptable of those 3?
Katie Vick's the worst.
Katie Vick was the worst?
Yeah.
Okay, because there it is. Why do you take all his clothes off?
Oh, Katie.
Oh, okay. So Katie Vick was the worst. I remember watching that and thinking, I don't believe any of this. This is stupid. So Katie Vick was the worst. So the Lita miscarriage? Is that the most acceptable?
Ugh.
Or
no,
murdered my family?
Murder my family's the most acceptable.
Murdered my entire family and let them burn in a house.
Well, because
That's the most acceptable.
again, I can suspend disbelief. and
Dear
believe
Knox
it's the
County.
character. I can suspend my belief and think that that's Kane the character. And the story that they've told me about Kane, the character. That's just what he did.
It's backstory. That was, ago.
And it's awful.
Uh-huh.
But
You didn't really know him. That's fine. I don't care.
it's also, doesn't feel real, I guess is the thing. Well, yeah, that doesn't feel real. That's just gross. It's just even fake necrophilia, just the idea of it. That's just gross.
Okay.
And then,
Dear Knox County.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to all
Your
of them.
mayor. The live sex celebration, Chris Witt says.
Oh, I meant to wrap that up under nudity and stuff. Yeah. Was that too much?
Entirely.
I felt so too. Again,
Because
as
it was
kid,
a full
it's like-
segment. It was like the main event that night, I think.
Sure, it was.
The live sex celebration.
Just building up to it. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, man. Damn.
Poor Edge and Lita. They're just like, so what do we have to really do this?
Have
Or-
they talked about that later?
Yeah, but I don't think they went into like any great detail. But yeah, I don't remember where I heard it.
Mm.
It might have been Lita on Jericho. You got anything else you want to toss out there? Oh, Ellie asks about when Kurt was stalking Booker T's wife, even saying he wanted to have animalistic sex with Sharmell. That just reading that feels like it's too far.
Eesh.
Did that happen on TNA or WWE?
Didn't they bring in DDP as like a weird stalker at one point?
Yeah,
Did that feel too far?
I was barely watching, so I don't know. Because
Alright.
he was stalking Sarah still. Because remember, Undertaker had the Sarah tattoo.
Okay, let me. This is one that's always been a point for me that I hate when it's crossed. Oh man, oof. Stomach's hurting. Sorry.
Sorry,
Guns.
Pillman.
Two. There's only two that I can remember.
Okay.
There was Pillman,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was Austin with the handgun that said "Bang."
Bang 316.
Yeah. How do you feel about this in retrospect?
Don't like it.
I hated both of them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that was height of Austin, and everyone was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like oh, he's over a line." This is,
Yeah, he's
but
hunting.
It went into I feel it for me at that time. And it's like that's into I'm not comfortable with this. I don't want to see somebody actually murdered.
I'd have to see it again
Mm-hmm.
because at the time I was 20-year-old Justin, like, yeah, he's look, he's sending the pages and stuff. 316. This is awesome.
Mm.
And then Vince pees himself. Oh, this is great.
I guess, but man, something about guns. Guns always feel far too far. And yeah, the Pillman one. Ooh. Oh, it bothered me to no end. I mean, and it elicited a reaction, but again, it felt like go away for me. But again, that may not be someone else's line.
Mhm.
I do not like seeing a gun involved in any way.
Same. Ultimately, same.
All right.
Mhm.
Celebrity involvement.
Oh,
Do they go too far with celebrities?
depends.
Leave Pete Rose out of this.
There was a couple years ago where they were doing Celebrity GM. Didn't like that. There's a couple that I liked.
weirdly okay with it.
Shaq was good.
Mhm.
I liked Shaq. And again,
I
think
like
it-
Jeremy Piven, but just because I like Jeremy Piven,
'cause
it was
he's awful.
It was awful.
there.
Watch The Goods this Friday Wide.
Yeah,
All right, I will. It's fine.
I don't know, man. Celebrities is a very case by case basis. Because this week on Raw, the dudes from SNL Weekend Update,
Jost and Shay. Yeah.
I thought they were good,
Mhm.
but there was just too much of them.
Okay.
I liked their involvement. I liked where they used them. I just think they went to them too many times.
Hey, sidebar.
Mhm.
Shut off the mics for a minute. Don't really. Hey,
I already did.
maybe that's for the tournament, March.
Oh, okay. That'll be fun.
Okay. I don't know, man. I always feel like sometimes with the celebrities, they do go overboard
Yeah.
with them, and they're a little too involved in the show, have a little too much sway. But then I also, and I'm okay
What
with
about
that.
Hugh Jackman?
If they exist in the universe, I can be kind of okay with it.
Mhm.
But how to say this? There is, I feel like there is a too far with celebrity where they almost like cater to it too much.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. I even feel like the Donald Trump one back in the day was appropriate. I'm trying to think of like an inappropriate version of it. This is what bothers me when they do celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's make sure to get a camera shot of these guys ringside here. It's the football team people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like they exist in the world, but I feel like that weirdly crosses the line. And I don't know why, because that's the most mundane example of celebrities existing in the universe.
Yeah.
But if they actually exist in the universe, I'm okay with it. For some reason, I'm okay with Rob Gronkowski or whatever and Jinder Mahal having a little row, if you will. But then it was when they focus on celebrities and the celebrities just sit in the front row like, hey, I'm here. That bothers the hell out of me, and I feel like it takes away. It's like, hey, oh my God, we're so excited. We're so excited. Look, here they are. Instead of being part of the show, they're just, hey, we're celebrities here. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot. And don't even acknowledge them.
David Arquette.
He exists in the universe.
Now
So I'm weirdly okay.
You know what's weird? As much as it when it happened, hate.
Hate what?
David Arquette winning the WCW championship. Hated.
It's a slow burn, Justin.
Hated. When I see him now, I'm like, it's David Arquette.
I'm so excited. He was on Raw, and guess what? And Roman even acknowledges, hey, what's up, champ? What's up? David Arquette, you could tell he was excited to be there.
Yeah.
He was so excited. I'm a fan, and I do some dumb stuff. Cool. I would have been so excited if David Arquette was in the Royal Rumble.
Same. Where are we, man?
I don't know. Slow burn. Russo was right. Just needs 30 years of perspective. He had no.
I'm trying to think of some other ones that were like
Don't. You'll hurt yourself.
Pee Wee Herman. That was fun.
Oh, as far as GMs or guest appearances?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob Barker.
Bob Barker, really fun.
It's fantastic.
Again, it's really on a case by case basis.
And you know what? Because you know what?
Some people are just there for the paycheck.
Why those two feel like standouts to me? Because they have. I feel like they have a weird understanding of wrestling because they're characters. Pee Wee Herman is a character. Paul Rubens is the actor. He goes home as Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
Does what he needs to do, and he comes in and he shows up.
I don't like that. Just don't do that.
Sorry, that's why I'm not allowed to touch the buttons. Sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. I have to talk with my hands. When Pee Wee Herman shows up, you get in the character of Pee Wee Herman. He exists in the world. Fantastic. Some people didn't like when the Muppets showed up.
Oh, that was great.
Muppets fit perfectly in
They were
wrestling.
beautiful.
It's wonderful. Fantastic. I like when characters show up. When people show up, that sucks. Shut up and sit there, fan.
Stephen Amell was awesome.
Stephen Amell was awesome. You know why? Because he was the character Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell was playing Stephen Amell, who's the actor that plays Green Arrow. But he was the Stephen Amell character, 100%. I don't know how to explain it other than that.
Yeah. That one dude.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Stroke.
Oh, please don't stroke. Somebody just died from a stroke.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. Paul Rubens got me all excited.
I don't like that phrasing,
I'm very sorry.
especially after that hand gesture earlier.
Hands down. Rob Gronkowski
That
is a
guy.
character
Yeah, a little bit.
in a weird way.
Yeah.
He shows up. He's like, okay, I get to perform. And he's like, someone needs to send Mojo over there to say, hey, man, calm down. Like Mojo to calm down.
Yeah.
I like it when a character shows up. Come in as a character, and I'm kind of excited. If you show up as you, get out of my face.
Chris Witt brings up one that's going to bring up three. Well, two others.
Okay.
So Rodman. Dennis Rodman and his involvement in WCW.
I don't know, but he's saved us from North Korea for quite some time. I feel that gets you a pass.
At the time, Dennis Rodman, I loved it.
I did too. But he was a character.
He was a character.
But that was part of his whole hype, man. Because he was a good basketball player.
Mhm.
But when you got green hair and you're a weirdo, people pay more attention to you.
Yeah.
It makes you a draw, win or lose. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter. What's more wrestling than that?
Karl Malone.
All right.
You know what?
Hey, man, he worked.
Yeah, I recently rewatched that, and it still holds up. It's fine.
Okay, I know where this is going. Karl Malone, I'm willing to accept because he was athletic,
Mm-hmm.
and he came in and he did the work.
Hey, man. How about Jay Leno?
No, I'm gonna lay down.
Hulk Hogan selling Jay Leno's armbar.
Which one went too far, Justin? Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone, or Jay Leno?
Leno.
No shit.
Ow, brother. Ow.
Ow, ow, ow. What are you, wrestling in jeans?
Oh, God.
What kind of shirt are you wearing? Jeans?
I mean, I respect Leno for, like, actually getting in. They went through, like, WCW at that time was trying real hard because Will Sasso wrestled Bret Hart, too, around that same. Well, that would have been, like, 99, I think. I haven't gotten there yet.
You know, a celebrity appearance that I kind of didn't like, but ended up liking because
Hugh Jackman.
a wrestler kind of went into business for himself. We'll address Hugh Jackman. It's fine.
Okay.
The Jackass guys. When they showed up and they were kind of giggling and kind of like weirdly no-selling stuff. So Umaga just hurt them. And I feel they were okay with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, oh, God, we're having to beat up celebrities to retain our credibility. We're beating up celebrities to retain our credibility. I'm sure this doesn't open us up to some sort of awful litigation. Oh, my God. The Jackass dudes are dead. To which they're like, yay, this is the best. All right. Thank you, Steve-O, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you for not suing us, and we're glad you're not dead. Carry on. Don't have them back.
Ever.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
I liked it. Hugh Jackman played in there, and he threw a punch, hit the miss. What's up?
Well, he punched out
Ziggler
the first time. And then the next time it was Ziggler brought him out, and they were all pals, and Sandow came out as Magneto.
Christ almighty. Oh, God. Where's he at?
Sandow?
He's like doing acting stuff now, right?
Essentially, yeah.
He's doing legit acting
He's
now.
out of wrestling, yeah.
Hey, guess what?
It didn't work.
Career's probably going to go a little longer.
Yeah.
Good for you. All right. Celebrities. I feel they can go too far.
They can. And it just depends on... It depends. It's a case by case. Absolutely a case by case. Jon Stewart. I love Jon Stewart when he shows up. It's awful, but it's great.
He tried.
You can tell he actually cares about the product, though. And he's trying his best. And it's awful, but it's great.
Okay, I'm going to leave out that one here.
Okay.
Let's go for a little softer one. I'm going to throw a little softball up. Evil foreign heels.
I'm torn on this because it works.
It's been a building block since the 80s, since rock and wrestling, yo.
I mean,
well before that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's from Mongolia. It's Gorilla Monsoon. It's like, well, it's not though.
Wasn't Hogan a bad guy when he first came in because he was Irish?
Yes. This big, awful, blonde, 6 foot, 305 pound Irishman. Cool. Hulk Hogan. I feel like the evil foreign thing has kind of run its course, but every once in a while we take a step back, and I might be sensitive to it. It's like anytime somebody that's not American goes heel, I always jump to, evil foreign heel, that's easy, cheap eat. But then it's like, or maybe they're just heel and I'm oversensitive. I feel like I'm being retrained.
Yeah.
And it can be okay, but...
Ginger was kind of amazing.
Ginger was great.
It was, I mean...
I was a big fan at that time.
It was old school bad guy heat. I mean, it's cheap, but it works. If people are actually booing.
Dirty Canadians. Right. Tell me if this one went too far, Justin. I'm going to go a little rapid fire. I'm throwing them all out here. Match versus God.
That's pretty terrible.
Was it too far, or was it just bad?
A little both. A little column A, a little column B.
Felt a little self-serving, a little awful, but I think they knew it.
Beat God.
All right, it's too far. You're right. Ooh, in this political climate, shows in Saudi Arabia.
Oof.
It was rough time in that last show, man. They went and did it.
And you notice they never say the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only things they reference, actually, pretty much the tournament is the only thing they reference from it.
Mm-hmm. Best in the world, yo.
And that's it.
Co-besties.
They never mentioned Crown Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe once or twice. Like, because unfortunately Brock won the title there. So occasionally it's going to get brought up.
And they ended up leaving it as like a C-tier pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You never hear them pulling up Capital Punishment 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's the one, the jazz one. God damn it! Why do I know? Why is that what I remember?
Capital Punishment
Maybe
was
I know it was
Truth-
DC centric.
Truth and Cena,
I don't remember.
and that would have been it was when Truth was a bad guy.
You're a damn savant. What am I going to say? No, you can make stuff up, and I'll have to believe you. It sucks.
Billy and Chuck.
Billy and Chuck. Is Billy? Oh, they throw one out. Is that one thrown out in here?
Mm-hmm.
Billy and Chuck. You know what? Weirdly, I don't feel it went too far.
No.
Now I feel like they stereotyped quite a bit, but then again, at the same time, the Usos just did white dude voice on Tuesday, and it was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I feel like wrestling in a weird way is one of, in one hand, the most offensive, but also on the other hand, most accepting areas.
Yeah.
It's like, Billy and Chuck got married. I feel like the vast
But they
majority of
didn't.
people.
That was the thing.
I know, it was so sad.
Because wait, we're not gay.
What?
That was the whole thing. Is they weren't gay the whole time. They were just playing a gay stereotype. They were just really good friends. You look so good to me.
Moving on.
How about this?
New Jack. Too far?
Yeah, I don't like New
Yep.
Jack.
Too far.
I don't like New Jack at all. New Jack came up in the chat earlier.
Ah.
Um.
The whole mass transit thing.
Oh God,
Jesus.
that kid was a little shit. But
Yeah.
he didn't deserve that.
You got to be careful about taking liberties,
Yeah.
but also he got a rep as being New Jack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going into a state with him in it.
How about blackface?
When was it ever done appropriately?
Never. But I can think of one time it was accepted.
As D-Generation X making fun of Nation?
Mm-hmm.
It's too touchy. I would never touch it. I
Yeah.
would never want to go near it.
I don't even want to watch it again.
I know.
Because I remember at the time not even thinking about it. Just going, they're making fun of the nation. This is great. Ms. Ark Henry. Ha! This is funny. Not even thinking about the fact that they...
Can it be done in this day and age?
no.
Never.
Nope.
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 The recent thing came out with Tommy Dreamer saying he was willing to
Jesus.
willing to pony up a finger, have it cut off
Tommy Dreamer.
for a price,
Tommy.
and or
Tommy.
be shot.
Tommy.
Would those have been too far?
Tommy, too far. Tommy, too far.
Tommy, too far.
Tommy.
Okay.
The thing they did with Hawk and LOD in the late 90s when Draws was calling him out on his alcoholism, and then he jumped from the Titantron.
The suicide attempt that Shane does every 6 months. Too far?
It feels like it now.
It
saying
felt inappropriate, but I remember at the time, like, I don't care. That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's weirdly desensitizing in a way. So I don't know. I didn't like it, and it did feel kind of go away to me. All right, and I'm saved a weird one for last.
Okay.
As far as my list goes, if you have more you want to throw out, by all means.
Here, let's get these two, and then we'll close with yours.
Okay.
Chris Witt says early Goldust.
No, I feel like I feel like there was weirdly a too far versus weirdly accepting as far as wrestling goes. It weirdly normalized fetishes in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I almost felt like he never felt heelish to me during those times. He felt like he was manipulating them and getting under their skin, and I felt like it was a fantastic tactic. He never felt like a heel to me during that time. What a weirdo! Cool.
Well, that's just the thing is he was a heel to the crowd because he was an F-bomb.
That was more polarizing. Even at that time, that Jerry Lawler promo,
Yeah.
I felt that was more polarizing than anything the Goldust character was doing.
Agreed.
And that made me go, ow. Ugh.
Yeah.
And it made me go, oh, God. I was born this side of that Mason-Dixon thing. Cool. All right. Where's he? Tennessee?
Yes.
It's far enough out. Okay. I can distance. Distance. Plenty of distance. Plenty of distance.
You seen any of the news coming out of Virginia lately?
All right, man. Calm down.
Ellie says when Triple H drugged Steph to marry her, and he was the good guy, people were cheering because Steph was the bad guy.
I mean,
Hey, Trugner, yeah.
I guess that kind of goes into Undertaker kidnapping too.
Yeah. Remember when they were putting people up on the Undertaker symbol at that time?
We're not going to call it a crucifixion.
Not great. The Attitude Era in general, not great.
But you know what? They were pushing, and then they pulled back, and it got better. So I don't know. I like boundaries being pushed. Test some areas, and if they don't work, hey, back off of them.
Yeah.
Learn from missteps, but don't be afraid to take a step because of it. But yeah, I didn't need a lot of the stuff involving Stephanie. But then again, you see where she is in this day and age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 100% on it. She wants to be involved. She was born and raised into this.
Yeah.
She's been a carny since she was like 5, yo.
Yep.
Uh,
All right. What's your last one?
I'm going to take an opposite kind of view.
By the way, I wish I never got to say on Saudi Arabia. I wish they didn't have to go back. I wish they didn't have that contract. I wish it could be done.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
It'd be nice if they had that option.
Yeah.
But I hope they make the most out of it. I hope they do decent shows. And I hope they push the boundaries. Oops, we played another. Oh, you don't want us to come back? We're not welcome? Okay. All right, well, that reflects on you. Okay. But I don't know. That gets into politics and wrestling. And I don't like and anything political is wrapped into it. That was on the list, and I felt like that was too much to talk about to be put on the list.
Yeah.
I don't like when politics and wrestling meet up. Run for whatever you want. Run however you want. Represent whatever party you
Do
want.
you smell what Barack is cooking?
That's cool.
Hill Dog. What was McCain's?
I don't care.
Does your tummy hurt?
Old people. That's what it was.
Does your tummy hurt?
Cool. Yeah, dude.
You got a lot of nerve asking for that banana.
I should have bought bananas.
What's your last one there?
All right, I'm going to go the other way with this. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to throw out the name. Okay? First, let me throw out the name. Let it sit there for a second.
All right.
Then I'm going to steer it. Okay?
All right.
Chris Benoit.
Oof.
Okay. I know. That's the initial reaction, right? Chris Benoit. The erasing of Chris Benoit from wrestling history. Is that too far?
No.
Are they trying to erase what happened based on what this one individual did at the end of his life?
Because I still don't even feel like, because you can watch Chris Benoit matches on the network. He still exists.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as far as go away, man, I feel like that's just don't acknowledge is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to erase, so if you watch events where he was in there, still get the same packages, still get the same matches, everything's all there.
Yeah.
Okay. That I feel is appropriate. Now, if they went back and they fully erased him as though he never existed, and who is this Pegasus Kid and where did he go?
Yeah.
Or wait, was that? Never.
That was him.
Okay,
Pegasus
good.
Kid. In Calgary.
Yeah. I feel like that would be too far. You don't erase history just because someone's an awful person.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that, tears a thread out of the tapestry of wrestling. You need that in there. It's part of the story.
Yeah.
And without acknowledging that part of the story, I don't think we take mental health as seriously as we do now.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, if not to say that something good came out of it, but if we don't acknowledge it and realize that it exists and say, hey, man, something was up there.
Yeah.
And I really wish we could have seen it and paid more attention to concussion injuries, to mental health, to just time with family and being able to care for family and finding a weird work-home life balance for the people here and making sure mental and physical health are important, more important than the product itself.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get to that point without having that Chris Benoit situation.
Absolutely not. I mean, unfortunately, absolutely not.
Okay. So I'm glad that they haven't erased. I feel that would be too far.
I've seen lots and lots of Chris Benoit because between watching WCW and then watching 2000 SmackDown,
he was really good.
He's all over it. Yeah. And I mean, I hate that he can't be celebrated because he was a great wrestler.
But I like the delineation between the person and the character, and I can enjoy the Chris Benoit character, what he did as a person there at the end. Remarkably tragic and an awful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would, of course, wish it didn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
I hope we've learned a lot of lessons from that. I hope we've learned as much as possible from that.
Head chair shots to the head.
Maybe those are
unprotected,
bad.
Are gone.
Yeah.
You notice.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time now, gone. which is a wonderful thing. You think about Ziggler isn't who he could be because of concussions. Because he won that championship, Swags kicks him in the head. They yank the title off him and take him off TV because he got a concussion. I mean, it sucks for him. Like he's never going to see.
The biggest storyline right now is Becky Lynch. They took her off because of the concussion protocols. They have protocols because of
Brian.
3
years of his career gone because of concussions.
I really never thought they would let him back.
Yeah.
It took a hell of a lot for him to come back. But I'm glad they haven't erased Benoit. I don't know what the appropriate amount of acknowledgement is. Like, he's not going to get in the Hall of Fame, yo.
No.
But
his name
don't erase your history.
His name will probably never be uttered again on television unless something comes out that says, we found out definitively he didn't do it. Something else happened, which conspiracy theories are out there.
Okay. And we're not going to perpetuate those.
Nope. All right, man. Holy cow.
Hey, man.
There's still so much to talk about.
Hey, look, you wanted show prep for this week, and I wanted to discuss those things. Those were fun for me.
Wowzers McTavish. Almost 2 hours of it. All right, so, we both watched Impact.
Okay.
We're going to have to blast through this.
Good.
Because
I'll tell you about my experience. You tell me about your experience.
So, you know what? Instead of doing a play-by-play here.
Which we shouldn't.
2 weeks in a row I've watched it. And 2 weeks in a row, again, I'm not like, there's nothing that's like, yeah, dude, you got to watch this. But I also didn't feel like, this was a waste of time. It was just kind of like, I watched Impact.
I'm glad to see these dudes doing things.
Not even that. Just, I watched Impact.
It felt very, it felt kind of indie, which is okay. Yeah. There's some spots that felt very, that wasn't filmed well. Yeah. How did you watch it?
Twitch.
I know. I watched it on Twitch as well, but where were you playing Twitch at?
My PlayStation.
Okay, it was on your main TV at the house? Big TV, center, middle of your entertainment center, right? I watched it differently than you.
Okay.
I watched it on the computer, which I feel like is where Twitch kind of belongs.
Okay.
You can't pull it up on the TV, but I was on the computer, on the main monitor, and the second monitor I had Twitch up and watching Impact. I feel like that was a really good way to watch it, and I feel like it was the proper way to watch it. I feel like it's made for desktop viewing, desktop background viewing, because I had it on the side, and it was there when I needed it. And this is something you hit on that you seem to not really care for as much, but I found it to be perfect, tone perfect. When they would cut away between the matches, I'm making noises. When they would cut away to matches and what's-her-face was doing like from her webcam. When I'm watching
Which she was much better at this week, by
watching it on the computer, it felt like I was on a watch party. And she's acknowledging the chat as it's going by, interacting with it when she can. And it felt like a watch party. It felt like I was watching a Twitch streamer. And that feels at home on Twitch. It feels like they're trying to take the product that they have, which isn't necessarily tailored specifically for Twitch, and polish it up, build it up to be a Twitch product. And I felt like it wasn't that bad of a spot for it. And I enjoyed having it on the second monitor there.
So, first things first, I want to correct you. The idea I like.
Okay.
In practice, I didn't.
There's a lot of rough edges.
She was much better this week, and she didn't have Don on the other line.
There was at one point,
but he was the whole time last time.
Oh, okay.
And that was just kind of jarring.
No, I liked her as a host. I liked her as a host because it was again felt like a streamer and a watch party, and she was treating it as such. And also, I feel that's a better way.
Let me dismiss everything you're saying because I'm just saying there's two guys here that can host your Impact Twitch party, and probably for pretty cheap.
Or
cheap.
Yeah, don't sell ourselves too low.
Yeah,
cheap. Nebulous. Be nebulous. Don't say zero though. Even though
you just did. And we're not clouds.
Okay,
So ultimately, how did you feel? I mean, you enjoyed the experience of like the presentation.
Mm-hmm. I liked the like kind of hard camera shot where it was up the ramp.
Yeah, which I noticed this week.
I very much like that. I feel like it distinguishes, but it feels a little more indie. But I feel like they're embracing it. That's okay. I'm okay with that. The action suffered being filmed. I'm sure it'd be good as a live event, but well, that's beside the point. You're so right about Johnny Impact.
Right?
I tried to be excited, and he gets to the main event, and it's like he's dead. It's like, okay, so they're building intrigue because you got Moose and What's His Nuts over there, and you got this dude, and cool. And then it's like, oh, he's bleeding and passed out, but he didn't tap. We've never seen this before. It's like, well, it's literally the Hart and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you have seen this before. You know that you have. It's one of the most pivotal thing. That's exactly what you're taking from. But, all right, that's cool. But I felt like they did have some good characters. Not the most polished, not as polished as a WWE product, but
obviously,
nor should it really be.
No,
be legit. It feels legit. It feels like a really good indie, and filmed as such. And I like it on a Twitch format.
Yeah,
and I think the host lady was some kind of all right.
She all right.
It feels like a Twitch product, and if you're gonna put it on Twitch, that felt all right. I'd recommend not watching it on your main TV and not being the only thing you're doing.
Be distracted.
I hate to say that, but hey, man, some product is meant to be that way. So it's a good side dish.
Now that I'm looking at this, like, none of the matches were great.
Nah, none of them really went anywhere.
Scarlett, I kind of like Scarlett Bordeaux.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, she's announcing who her first match is going to be against.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually stopped taking notes at Tessa versus Delilah Doom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, again, it wasn't like, oh, this is awful, turn it off.
Which is exactly why I had it on the side. It was a peripheral viewing, paying attention, but peripheral viewing, and it was good, man. It was a side dish to what I was doing, and I liked it. I wouldn't recommend throwing it on your main TV. Throw it on an extra screen, and it's some kind of all right. And if they can embrace that watch party, because it looked like they had like 13,000 people viewing at one time.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
And you can't keep up with that.
We've got 0 all the time. Nobody
Right.
watches this on Twitch.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, but
It's not.
But still,
It is
good for them.
Good for them. Hey, how about this? Oh, God. Where to start here? Since we already kind of talked about Arn and Alicia. So, Dana Warrior hired to creative.
Okay.
People are big mad about it.
Why that?
I don't know. Why? I don't get it.
When was Vicky Guerrero hired into the company?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Guess who's amazing? Is Vicky Guerrero in the hall?
No, not yet.
Oh, I can't wait for her to go in.
She will. Without
She
a shadow of
deserves
doubt.
it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know Dana.
watching-
I don't know Dana Warrior. I don't know what she's done. That being said, she was long term in wrestling, man.
Yeah.
Even if she wasn't in ring or you haven't seen her on screen, doesn't mean she doesn't know what the hell's going on. And
It's a woman, which the company desperately needs female voices in writing.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the times, we've talked about this a lot, it just feels like dudes going, well, yeah, this is what broads would do.
ugh.
And having a woman on the writing staff, and I know they have women on the writing staff, but let's get more. The women are the most intriguing thing about WWE right now, or if they're not the top, they're very close to. Let's just beef that up. Why not?
Ain't gonna hurt to have that perspective.
Nope. What?
It's nothing. Some of our little notes, if you want to rapid fire through them, because we are like right up on it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm sorry. King Kong Bundy did pass this week.
Dead as fuck.
Yeah, that happens. It's gonna get us all, man. It's gonna get us all.
We didn't make a big deal. Look, I told you this before we went on. I don't like being fake on this show. So if a wrestler passes, we will mention it. But I am not going to make a big deal about King Kong Bundy dying like I knew his entire career, because I didn't. You say King Kong Bundy to me, I think of three things: Undertaker, Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania, and Juggalo Championship Wrestling. And that's it.
I liked him because he was one of those unique characters, man. Little fat kid, and now I'm a big bald fat dude. Hey, I like it, and he was a big mean dude, imposing heel. Heel is get, man.
And nothing wrong with him. Like I said, I don't want to pretend like I don't want to like.
Yeah, there's not like going to be a list of Bundy matches we're going to go back and check out. We're probably going to check out the WrestleMania match with Hogan. That's going to be about it.
Yeah,
but still,
we're going to save this one as the last one. The man we dare not have mentioned.
Yes.
So let's do this one next. WrestleMania 36 is going to be in Tampa.
Is that what?
That was the announcement today.
Okay. Is it 11? Is it going to be open air?
Raymond James, which is where the Buccaneers play football.
Okay, so it's an open stadium.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be in Florida. I mean, almost all the stadiums they're looking at right now are going to, because it's all football stadiums.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that wasn't was Superdome. That's a football stadium. It has a dome.
I wouldn't be mad if they just did Dallas every year. That's great.
The biggest one.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that one that you put in there?
Damn you, John Cena!
It was kind of the best.
It was the best. It wasn't kinda. It was kind of the. It was kind of the best. You're right. With the U.S. title match on Tuesday night with R-Truth, and again invoking his childhood hero of John Cena. And then John Cena would fight everybody, and then R-Truth screams to the sky, "Damn you, John Cena!"
Mm-hmm. It was kind of the best.
Amazing.
I also like that he's been invoking Cena, so now Joe can pick up that ball.
Mm-hmm. Put Cena in the conversation for the U.S. title.
It doesn't mean that we have to go there, but if Cena is ready to go for Mania, Joe and Cena,
that'd be fantastic. And Joe has proven that he can lose and be amazing, and we've seen that Joe can carry a build on his mouth alone.
Yep,
and that would be fantastic. You know, Cena will get in there and definitely do jabs as well. Also, invoking the name of John Cena with the U.S. title brings some prestige to the U.S. title. U.S. title feels like a big deal.
Yeah,
with Andrade and Ray like right on the heels of it. That feels like a hell of a division all of a sudden.
Absolutely, and on top of that. Cena doesn't mind taking the L, or even more so the squash.
Yeah,
like last year to Taker. Could you imagine?
That would be amazing for Joe.
That would be amazing for Joe. It'd be amazing for that title. And can you imagine going forward, Joe as our U.S. champion, like at least till SummerSlam?
Yeah.
And what it would take to get that title off of him.
Yeah. Rusev getting his citizenship. Oh, my goodness.
And then lastly,
okay,
the very, very last one, the saddest news of
We
them all.
promise.
I'm going to do this one last time. Okay, why that had to blow my eardrums, but okay. The man we dare not mention, the man who's done the most tremendous and most consistent heel work over the last 2 years, Tommaso Ciampa, is getting neck surgery. And it's 100% official because WWE even put it out there.
Yeah.
The NXT champion.
I said it was that spinal fusion thing.
Yeah.
It's the surgery that Austin had.
Yeah.
It's the surgery that Edge had.
Yeah.
Surgery that Lita had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
The official timeline they put out there is 6 to 14 months.
It's a very long time.
Yeah.
I think you even said it. It seems like every time he gets on track, right back off of it again.
The best story in professional wrestling over the last 2 years has been Ciampa and Gargano, hands down.
Yep.
Hands down. And it's still going. Like technically the next couple weeks, it's still going.
Yeah.
Because he's already taped NXT.
It makes me wonder if they'd go back and change some of the... that's a hard thing to pull.
No, well, spoilers.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
But man, I was looking forward to that blow off. The only thing I can say now is I kind of hope that if they're going to do like a tournament or something, I hope Gargano loses. He doesn't win the championship.
Yeah.
Because to me, him not winning it off of Ciampa is pointless.
Gargano doesn't have it. I feel like neither of them have any business down there anymore except with each other.
Right.
And even that. So if Ciampa's going to be on the shelf, man, I would hope Gargano would come up to the main roster and have fantastic success. And then 6 to 14 months later, we get an angry Ciampa who's mad that his opportunity's been taken by this little dude. Hey, man, I'm fine with taking this 2-year story and stretching it out to 3.
Yeah, and, you know, we get a new face at the top of the NXT main event scene.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Adam Cole.
It'd be a fantastic time for him.
You know?
I'm sorry, who?
Let him shine. Adam Cole.
Baby!
I'd kind of like to see that.
Mm-hmm. It'd be good. Undisputed Era really need a boost, man. Ain't nothing bigger than Goldie.
Odds in next call-ups is going to be DIY to save Raw Tag Division. Nah, man, I don't know if you didn't see that, but Ciampa's out. Neck surgery. We literally just said that.
Yeah, man. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
But Ciampa seems cursed with that stuff.
I
man.
think that's what they were.
I'm really glad that he got to do what he's done.
Yeah.
Because he's done amazing things with it. And having to leave for the neck surgery isn't end of world. That isn't him getting defeated. Isn't him being deposed. And it gives him something to come back with a rage when and if he does.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that. I have to put the if in there.
I hope it's on the shorter end. I really do. I hope it's that 6-month window.
Again, but that's the surgery that ends careers too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They don't know until they get in there.
Yep.
What a downer.
I know, right?
Yeah, DIY would have been fantastic.
And I think that's what they were doing. If you look at that first week, it was DIY teaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why Ricochet and Black are ending up as a team.
It's weird.
I don't hate it. I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it. I like both guys fine.
Feels like two singles dudes put together.
It's because that's what it is.
Amazing. But that's okay. That's okay.
In the meantime, I know that they can deliver. So
yeah.
Speaking of delivering, man, we just delivered the S out of a show for you. Hopefully, you enjoyed that.
Hey, if you wanna chime in with what you think is crossing the line in wrestling, by all means, hit us up all of the places.
Yeah, if you're watching this at a later point or listening to it at a later point, which we'd love if you would listen to the show as well.
Yes,
because
please.
no one does that.
Hey.
I'm not trying to put numbers out there. No one listens though.
All right.
People watch it, which is fine.
Hey,
a lot of people watch it.
Hey, just like the Twitch of Impact. Put us on your side screen. Let us yell in your peripheral vision for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I'm gonna get some cells here, and we are gonna go to bed. Well, I am. You're gonna go find. You go find a bed.
I'm gonna be recording.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. We're #WrestlePals. If you dig us, dig what we do. The big sell is patreon.com/ohhijustin.
I'd love that.
OHHI Justin. Throw a buck that way. That is not only the home of #WrestlePals, it's the home of Deprogram, the finest music show on the internet. Which I'm on this coming weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, Coheed and Cambria episode.
Literally tomorrow.
Very excited about it. Oh, man, I've got people that are like, hey, where can I listen to it? It's like, well, if you give to the Patreon, listen right now. They're like, oh, we'll wait. And I'm like, you guys are jerks. I'll get you some. I'm going to get you some. Don't you worry. I'm going to go push this one. It's also the home of Your Music Show, the second finest music show on the internet.
Thanks, Chris.
Word. It's also the home of These Ghouls.
I love Liv Morgan.
That's should have been the name of the EP, but instead it was going to be Pickles and Cereal.
No, that's the album. The EP is Live His Life.
Hold on, I can't roll my eyes hard enough. Okay.
Which both are live related.
And also, it's where you can find the #Russell Party. Shh, it's secret. Get in on that. Get in on that.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my god, 537 mixed text. It's ridiculous.
Just so you know, like if you hop in now, we were watching the SmackDown 2000 leading into WrestleMania 2000. Just saying.
WrestleMania 2000?
WrestleMania 2000's coming up. We haven't watched it yet, so. Just saying.
If you want to get in touch with the show, hey, get into this. If you like the show, Facebook. There we go. I'm back on the rails again. Facebook.com/WrestlePalsVA. Go in there, watch the show live every week. Come and play with us. Jump in the chat room. We try to be very interactive. We dig the feedback, and we're happy to bounce off whatever you got want to throw our way. If you're tired of looking at our ugly mugs, perfectly understandable.
That's fair.
The podcast is available anywhere podcasts are available. You know where they are. So look up #WrestlePals. If you want to look at the entire back catalog of videos, YouTube, search for, spell it out, #WrestlePals. Find all of us. See how wrong we were on literally everything. We were wrong on literally everything. I went back and searched. Everything. All was wrong. It's crazy. And if you want to get in touch with the show, @WrestlePalsVA on Twitter. It's Justin.
It is me.
If you want to reach out to us individually, though, which you've already have if you've followed the directions at this point, @the Hulkster on Twitter is where you can get in touch with Justin. Talk with him about wrestling. Talk with him about music. Talk with him about life. Let him tell you that you the best, because guess what? You is.
It's true.
He's a fantastic follow on Twitter. If you can't throw a buck that way, throw some interaction. He feeds off of it. He does well with it.
Is you is or is you ain't my baby?
I'm not.
Wasn't asking you.
Oh, okay.
Live.
If you want to get in touch with me, best of luck to you. Like, it's going to require a certified letter and a process server.
It's true.
Or
It's true.
you can go to @TheNateProject on Twitter, send a message there. I will get the notification. It'll make me feel odd and awkward. If you want to mess with my day, by all means, have at you now.
Chuggo came to your. He showed up in your timeline the other day.
Did he?
Yeah. It's either Monday or
Ah, come on, dude.
Tuesday. Oh.
Goddamn #WrestlePals. Go home. Just go home.
Oops.
Go home. Good night.
I lost my keys and my little dog is bone. So I pick him up and I'm gonna carry home. But he a mean dog, bit me in the spare rib. And I'm take him home, put him in the baby crib. Yeah, I don't know the words AJ Styles. You know what you are? You're phenomenal. Phenomenal.